Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. This is episode 312, as well as day 312 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days in a row, all outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,500 miles within this time frame. Also within this time frame, I've challenged myself to run two big races. One of those races being a 50K ultra marathon trail race. That was the Yankee Springs 50K trail race out in Middleville, Michigan on day 156 of my journey. I was able to finish that race within 7 hours, 15 minutes, and 22 seconds. Now, the next race that came up within this yearly time frame was the Detroit Free Press Marathon. That was on day 290 of my journey. Was able to finish that marathon within 3 hours, 57 minutes, and 28 seconds, which was a PR for me, as well as the 7 hour, 15 minute, and 22 second 31 mile 50K race, trail race that I did earlier in the year. Both of those were PRs. That was the first 50K I've ever done, and that marathon was my first official marathon. It was shooting for a sub-4 time, and with that 3 hours and 57 minutes and 28 seconds, I was able to obtain that sub-4 hour time and was pretty content and happy with that. And as you can tell, like I said, today is day 312, so it should be obvious that I was able to keep the streak alive since these two races. Now let's actually get into mileage for the day today, week, month, and year. So for the day today, it was Monday. It began a new week. Last week, it just put in the most miles I've ever put in 1 week, which was 52.5 miles. So starting this week off yet again strong with a 5.1 mile run. That put me at 5.1 miles for the week. For the month, that put me at 57.6 miles. And for the year, I am at 1,417. So 1417 even. So I have exactly 83 miles to go before I hit that 1,500 mile goal that I was going for this year. But we're going to quickly focus in on these monthly miles of 57.6. That is a good chunk to be had 8 days into the month. And saying that because every single month I challenge myself to run a 100-mile challenge, and I do it in honor of a charity in which I donate money to, as well as start a coinciding fundraiser to try to raise money and awareness for throughout that month. So for the first 10 months of the year, I was able to raise money for 10 great charities. Now we're here within the 11th month, the month of November, and we are raising money for yet another great charity. November's 100-mile challenge is in honor of Movember. You can find the link to donate to this fundraiser on the Defining Discipline Instagram or Facebook story, or my personal page's Instagram or Facebook story. Within the story, you'll see where it says 100-mile challenge for Movember. You click on that link, it'll open up the Facebook page where you can actually learn more about this month's actual fundraiser, what it's about, as well as make your donations. Keep in mind that all donations that get made to this fundraiser go directly to this fundraiser. So Facebook is not taking any percentage or cut of your donations. All of it is going to this cause. I do know times are tough, though, and not everyone is able to donate or can afford to donate right now. And if that is the case, but you would still like to truly help out with this month's fundraiser, the next best thing you could do is click on that share button, put it on your page. We're trying to raise as much awareness for it throughout this month as possible, and getting as many eyes on it truly helps. So either get your donations in, even just go visit the page to learn a little bit more about Movember, as well as go on there and share it if you can. So, other than that, let's kind of get ready to get into today's actual episode. But as always, right before we do that and do so, we are going to go over today's word of the day. So, for the word of the day today, for November 8th, it is demagogue. A demagogue is a leader who makes use of popular prejudices and false claims and promises in order to gain power. Demagogue, which I am familiar with it, but we are still going to screenshot it and save it because it is a good word that we can follow up with at a possible later date. Now, let's get into today's actual episode. Episode 312, day 312. Today's theme for today's episode is going to be sore. Because this week, after putting in a good 52 and a half miles in 1 week and then following it up today with a 5-mile run, you could probably believe that yes, my body is sore. It feels truly ran down. My legs, just putting a little bit of weight on them and then shifting and turning and rotating. I can feel how sore my calves are, how sore my ankles are. Up here, my hammies are tight. The legs are definitely taking a beating and a toll. But I wanted to talk about that for a couple of reasons. One, because, being sore, as much as it sucks and it hurts and, it can be tough, it truly is a step in the right direction. If you're going out there and you're working out and every single day you work out and you feel great and your body doesn't feel sore at all, that means you're not working out hard enough. It means you're just either plateauing and staying at that same level, or again, you're maybe not working out at all and actually just not even staying at that same level, but progressively falling apart and going downward. Being sore means you've put in enough work to actually, tear the muscle, strain the muscle, in order for it to properly build back, to be stronger, and to be able to take more and more and more on. So when I get these sore days and these from sore weeks and all these runs, as much as it sucks, at least know I'm heading in the correct and right direction. And again, being sore, like I said, it does suck. But once you are sore and you feel your muscles, if you have a proper way to actually try to recover, again, like I said, your muscles will come back stronger than before. And that's kind of my goal is to, this week especially, is I started off today with a 5-mile run. That's still a pretty big, decent mileage, not crazy mileage from what I've been putting in, but it's a pretty decent mile to kind of follow up with a 52 and a half mile week. But my body almost felt like I could probably pushed it 4-7. I could have kept pushing it and kept pushing it and kept pushing it. But really, the main thing now to kind of start this week off, my plan is to kind of take it easy throughout the week with take it easy. If you're listening and not seeing, I'm doing the air quotes. Take it easy with like 5 miles, maybe 1 5K this week, and at a slower, easier pace to kind of let my body still kind of build back, to put a little bit of stress on the body, but again, not at a fast pace, a really easy, slow pace, and not too much miles. Don't go for anything like 7 or anything crazy like that. And then towards the end of the week, when the body has kind of built itself back up, to kind of really hit it with a bigger day, maybe a 15-miler. And this past week did a 17 and a half miler on a Saturday. But not only did I do the 17 and a half miler, I did it in one of the most prestigious trails here in Michigan, and especially in southern Michigan. And there was lots of elevation and lots of hill work, lots of rocks and things. So it wasn't just like maybe going out on a nice path, maybe going to a metro park and running the running path and doing 15 miles with not so much elevation. Um, I think that will still be a little bit easier on my legs to obtain, within this weekend, to kind of really finish the weekend off strong after kind of keeping a steady, easier attack going in through this week with, more 5 mile runs. Like I said, maybe one 5K, maybe bust it one 7 miler in, and then, like I said, do maybe a 15 miler on Saturday, and then follow up with another 7 miler on Sunday, and then kind of repeat, and try to kind of follow um, that training load to see how we can do with that. Maybe that will be a little more consistent than packing in uh, more bigger days. More, instead of just doing all 7 miles every single day. Taking it down to 5 and kind of resting a little bit throughout the week, but then doing that one bigger run towards the end. But didn't want to get too much off track with today's theme of just being sore. Like I said, when you are sore, you are definitely heading in the right direction. And also, when you're sore, to kind of touch back on what I was just went off on a tangent on, when you are sore, you kind of do have to figure out a good plan of attack um, if you're going to continue to work through that soreness, to really be able to, you know, avoid injury, because the more sore you are and the more wear and tear you actually put on your body, the more injury prone you are. So to really have a good attack plan of attack to, maybe lessen the workload while still being able to put in the miles. Like I said, I got a good attack. My body's sore. My body's a little beat up. My plan to continue on this path is to take it a little bit easier by slowing down, especially with the speed, and even slowing down towards the beginning of the weeks with a little bit less mileage as well, and then towards the end of the weeks really adding the mileage and maybe still kind of keeping it slowed, kind of holding back quite a bit on speed work, and really mostly focus in on mileage to try to really get that up here throughout this month and possibly going into the next month. Um, but again, my body is very, very sore, but it's not nothing that I will not be able to work through. Especially everything I've gone through within this year. Running a 50K, a 31-mile race, and then following up the next day with a run, running the marathon, and following it up with the next day with a run, running through having COVID, running through getting vaccinated. There were so many different hurdles and different sorenesses and ailments that I had to deal with throughout this year, and was able to still follow through and hit everything that I was kind of shooting for. So gonna really focus in on trying to stay healthy. But again, when I'm in these moments of being sore, I know I'm heading in the right direction. So as much as it hurts and sucks, I know that I'm only becoming stronger because of it. You know, Countless times throughout this year, there's been times I go out there and just get my run in and not sore at all and feel great the next day. There's, like I said, it was almost just getting in the motion and not even really putting in enough work to even build upon what I've been doing. There's been plenty of times throughout this year where it's been like that, where I come back, my body's not sore, just went out there, did the miles, didn't push myself too hard, but still got out there and got the miles done. So in these moments, like I said, it's something to really relish and soak in, because being sore means that again you are really working your muscles enough that they're tearing in order to get ready to rebuild and rebuild back stronger. But one key thing to do that again, it is to have a proper recovery method of getting as much protein into your body as your body is recovering, as those muscles are recovering. So I have my own little routine I do with certain kind of protein powder I use that has whey, egg, and casein. So they all kind of break down at different time rates. So my thing is I'm getting protein, within the first, 15 minutes after the workout or after I drink my protein shake, and then I'm getting it, a couple hours later. It's breaking down the casein, and then even later after that, it starts breaking down the egg. So it's kind of like a time release of protein getting to the body and to the muscle. So I use a special protein that has the mixture of three. That's kind of my recovery process, as well as trying to get certain herbs and stuff in there like turmeric and ginger to kind of help the inflammation. So there's a little bit of different things. I add some collagen as well to my shakes. I got my actual blender right here. But the main thing again is to try to really focus in on when you're sore, recover properly, but to keep in mind that when you are sore, you are heading in the right direction because you are pushing yourself hard enough to actually feel it and hard enough to be sore. And again, that means that you're only going to recover, and when you recover, you're going to recover stronger. So the next time you go to attack that, you're only going to be able to do it better than before. So relish the moments of being sore. And that is actually going to be your daily discipline for the day today, is to get out there, do something, and be sore because of your doing it. And knowing that when you are sore after you've done it, that, it's a good thing because you're doing it so much, you are sore, and you're only building that muscle to become back stronger than it was before. So that's your daily discipline for episode 312. Other than that, thank you guys so much for following along and listening. It's crazy to think we're this far along in the year, but here we are. So thanks so much. And if you guys can, give the podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, a share on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you've been following along and listening on. 312 days in a row. And until tomorrow, episode 313, make sure you get your daily discipline done. Make sure you stay disciplined. If you guys can, get your donations in for this month's fundraiser. And other than that, let's just work on ourselves, guys, on an individual level, because I truly believe that is how we will make the world a better place. So thanks for following along. Thanks for listening. And until tomorrow, episode 313. Peace out, guys.